Once every so often, a generational driver comes onto the motorsports scene. Someone so gifted, so talented, they redefine the sport. This is the story of one such driver.
I might be one of the greatest of all time.
I just had contact.
Turn it down, pal. Now I'm thinking, okay, I'm like the Serena Williams of time attack.
Turn it down, pal.
My greatness is not really in question at this point.
My $400 lift.
Turn it down, pal.
I'm in the Hall of Fame. Cement my position amongst motorsports greats. What did I do wrong?
Oh gosh. So we can back it up a little bit.
Okay.
So the video and the conversation.
Oh,
so
okay.
before you crashed, you asked me what you could do differently to find some pace. And what I first noticed was you were downshifting in a ton of places where you didn't need to.
Yeah.
So 10 was another instance. You were going from 5th to 4th.
Yeah,
well,
10 is this corner.
Correct, you're going into turn 10 here.
Yeah.
Yep, so going to 4th was causing you to overslow a good bit, and you were also more concerned about shifting than you were about getting your braking points right and everything else.
Yeah.
Even though you're in a higher RPM on exit, you've overslowed so much that it's hurting you more than helping you.
It's better to just roll speed.
Correct, so I told you, hey, try rolling 5th and see what happens. Well, you rolled 5th, went way better because you carried more min speed, but with that, you were still trying to brake at the same point you were braking at previously. And for the people who don't know VIR, going up into Oak Tree, right where that 2-board is, it goes from this steep incline to where it just kind of flattens out. So you lose all this compression that you would normally have to help you stop, and it just falls away. So what happens to most cars, your car in this instance, they go into what's called ice mode, and the ABS system freaks out because it's so overwhelmed, and you get a super hard pedal and the car just won't stop. And so that's what looks like happened to you here. You were rolling much more speed. You broke at the same point you normally would, which previously it was okay because you used just enough compression to slow just enough, and then the car was okay to make the apex. Here, you're rolling a good bit more speed, and then you end the compression too early, the car comes over the hill, and then it just panics. And then I know when you're in such a short run to a wall, it's easy to just panic, add more wheel and stay on the brakes, which is what you did here. What you would normally do is open the wheel up, come off the brakes and go back to the brakes, because at that point you have a bit more grip and the car is less hectic at that point, and it helps you get the car back. But because you kept your wheel in, you ended up missing that first wall, well, missing a big chunk of the first wall and hitting the second wall, which probably saved you more than anything. So it kind of worked out because you kept your wheel in.
Yeah, so you're saying like here, like right
here.
Like here.
Yeah, I would have opened the wheel and gone straight and come off the brake and gone straight back to the brakes to try and slow the car before I came over the hill more.
Because I'm losing braking efficiency by having the wheel turned.
Correct.
Okay.
And you're still in what we call ice mode, where the ABS is still in this freak out mode. And to
Yeah.
get it out of that, you have to come off the pedal and then go back.
Which is totally counterintuitive because you're like, I need to stop now.
Yep. Yeah. So mentally, you just want to stay on the brake because braking stops cars. But
Right.
with modern ABS and track pads, they don't like each other. Again, it's easy for people online to sit there and go, well, Ben, you should have come off and done all this properly. But in the moment, all that's happening so fast. So you just have to make a decision.
My condolences, Ben.
I mean, you were here about this time last year. So
Yeah.
we are gonna do a little, I don't wanna call it an autopsy because the Evo is not far from dead, definitely not dead. But we are gonna assess the damage that's occurred and start taking stuff off the car and figure out what it is that we're gonna have to fix. So I've brought Ben in for his expert opinion. Not because purely I needed a cameraman.
I am an expert at my opinion.
You are, that's true. So obviously I ran into a couple of walls with this corner of the vehicle, and some of the damage is very evident, right? Fender, toast, bumper, toast. But some of the stuff we can't see, and I haven't seen yet, because I was trying to keep the car relatively together so the insurance adjuster could come and look at the car and give his appraisal and whatnot. So the adjuster came this past Friday and looked at the car, and I asked if I could start taking it apart, and he said yes. So let's get this wheel off. This is gonna be my first time actually taking the wheel off. Lower mount is bent. So you see how this knuckle basically has like caster? Like right here you can see.
I could see that it's not straight. Well, not the knuckle, right? Oh, the knuckle bent.
Yeah, that sucks.
Oh no, I thought it was just the mount.
But the really nice part, so these, for people that don't know, these are drop knuckles from a company called SSB Designs, and they are really, really expensive because they are amazing for adjusting your suspension angle, but they're also multi-piece. So I think I should be able to just replace that bent component. Just this component right here that's bent. A lot of the stuff that got messed up, it's very reminiscent of when I got the car 11 years ago in 2014 when I was like 19 or 20 years old, because this car was in a front left impact before I bought it. It was at a junkyard when I got it because of a front left impact. So I guess what goes around comes around. That usually comes apart a little bit smoother. So if you just look at it straight on.
You can tell.
You can tell.
You can tell.
Yeah. That is not supposed to be like that.
And that's billet.
Yep.
Yeah, look straight.
That's a light piece of very bent aluminum right there. Look at that.
Some aluminium. I mean, honestly, not crazy.
No, yeah.
And if anything to break, I'm glad it's not the shaft.
Not the shaft.
Not the shaft.
And not this part of the knuckle.
Right. Yeah, so the cheapest parts of both of the very expensive components is what broke.
This control arm looks totally untweaked.
Ben, you're not spherical?
No, yeah, there's a lot of stuff we could do. This guy is broken, or bent.
Is that your ACD pump?
This is the ACD, pump.
Ben, don't all the Evo guys say that you're supposed to relocate that to the trunk?
Yeah.
If only you had listened, Ben.
I know. Well, maybe this saved the car. You never know. Maybe this bending is what absorbed all that force.
It's a crash structure.
Exactly. There's supposed to be something here, I think.
Nope.
Yeah.
Oh, that didn't sound right.
Yeah. It's like a little button. So you just just squirt. Yeah.
Is that broken or is it meant to do that?
It looks like something around here is broken. So the pump might be okay.
So I've just seen this. This is bent.
Not too bad though, honestly.
So the nice part is the hood release and everything still works. This is all straight. It really did contain the damage to just the this quarter. Oh, some water is leaking out of my headlight. All right, I'm gonna take this.
To change your headlight fluid?
I did, I forgot to change my blinker fluid. I'm gonna cut myself on this.
Now Ben, I know it's like really sad and depressing and everything, but don't go that far.
Stupid. This is really painful. If you know anything about how expensive these freaking headlights are, this is tragic. Look at that projector. Oh, here, let me help you.
Oh yeah, thanks.
Yeah, there you go. Look at how sad that looks.
Oh.
Man.
It's about as good as an Instagram model right there. All superficial.
Yeah, it basically stops right where the frame rail
Yeah, it's just like a corner spot. Honestly, that's where on my Type R the airbag sensor was.
Really?
Like on that front corner piece,
Yeah.
which clearly it hit your sensors somewhere.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to find those.
Yeah.
Albeit, you probably don't want to replace them, do you?
No.
Oh, it is a street car. You should have airbags, Ben.
It has been a street car.
Foreshadowing.
Like, how many times can you wreck a car and rebuild it before it's like, maybe we should change it up?
Think the bar got bent.
Well, that's what it's for. It's literally called a crash bar.
Yes.
No, that's good. That's still good. I think the important part is that this frame leg looks fine. Looks totally fine. And I think that if this had moved, then everything here would show that it was moved, but it really looks like it was all localized to right here. Now the sad thing, there was some damage, guys. Some damage to the PWI. So we've got to take that off and diagnose how bad it was. See if we can save the PWI, but I don't know. And now this is the problem area right here.
No, I think this is the problem area right here.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Excuse me, PWI, can we save it? Can we fix it, mate? Maybe. Yeah, no problem. That we could just bend back straight. This you just put a thing in there to round it, right? Like an exhaust.
Oh yeah, just put a thing in there.
You just put a thing in there. Guys, I've got a thing we can put in there. And then you just let it get real big and then it makes it round again.
Oh no.
Oh no.
You could probably find core supports for super cheap
Yeah.
up to here.
Yeah.
I'm honestly more worried about this.
This looks
It's definitely
reasonably
bent.
straight.
You might be able to just hammer it back.
Yeah, I think it could get
I
tapped
did
out.
on the Civic, and this is very thin on my Civic anyway.
It looks very thin here
So
too.
yeah, you'd probably get your core support mounted on that side, and then you would see this being like way off, and then you just hammer that up to it.
Yeah.
I do have a spot welder if you wanted to spot weld it back in. Or you could bolt it, because then you could always unbolt it, which is super convenient when you're doing engine work and stuff, and you want the front to be off. So
Obviously, this front left wheel took a big impact. This wheel, pretty done. Big chunk taken out of the lip here. It knocked the wheel weights off of the wheel. But this was our first event on the Track Attack Pros from Hoosier, and they still hold air. As a matter of fact, they hold, I set them to 25 PSI, and they're at 25 PSI. But from that tire wall, it did get a chunk taken out of the tire. So, as this is an all-wheel drive car, I'm gonna need a full set of new Hoosiers and at least one new Advan. RIP mirror, but the real RIP is this A-frame, this A-pillar right here. This is the biggest question mark to me because personally, I have no idea how you fix that. I'm not a body guy, but this is not something that comes off of the car that you can just unbolt or whatever, so I'm very interested to see how they fix that. This strip here is obviously ruined, but this is replaceable. This is not replaceable.
well, Ben, that's not replaceable.
What, are you pointing to me?
Yeah, I'm pointing to you.
Actually, it would be pretty easy to find somebody that could drive the car faster than me, so it's pretty replaceable.
The pillar up the rest of the way though is very straight,
Yeah.
so that's good.
I mean, the doors open and close exactly like they used to.
Ben, remember that time your brake caliper came loose and your wheel split in half?
I do, yeah, that wheel?
I was just reminded of it for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know if this warrants a new door or not. I mean, you could Bondo it.
Oh, Bondo. Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
is it a Lancer door? Because if it's a Lancer door, it's cheap.
yeah, I think it is. The OEM Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution MR hood is aluminum.
Very light.
Yeah, imagine that.
You gonna hang this on the wall?
Yeah, probably.
Not bad.
No.
Still looks straight.
Actually, no.
Oh, does it not look straight?
I think this might be bent.
Oh, I do see that.
It's crazy how little of the dash actually opens up. Here's part of half of my SE front lip. This is number 6.
Not anymore.
So,
Now
yeah.
it's 6.5.
Yeah. You young heads might not know, but a couple years back, there was a pretty big stink with these Takata airbags and seatbelts and stuff. I think, what was it, Thorne? It was like, oh, they'll like shoot screws at you or something like
the
that.
screws will impale you. Mazda has been sending me photos of people that have been impaled by the screws.
Oh, cool.
In order to scare me into bringing it in for getting a new airbag, even though I don't have airbags in my car.
Yeah. Yeah, I probably should have done that, but luckily they worked great. They did work. They worked out.
Well, you're also wearing a helmet, so you're probably fine.
Yeah, I don't think there were any screws involved, to be
Well, you're not
honest.
supposed to have airbags with helmets, so.
Why? It worked great.
Well,
Oh, RIP to the best steering wheel in the
RIP.
history of mankind.
what are you talking about? You still use that wheel?
What, am I gonna put another airbag in it?
You could. Or just get a dummy airbag and don't plug it in.
Put a little dash in there?
Mmm,
No, dude, that's weight savings.
exactly.
So, as I'm sure everyone commented on the last video of this thing getting towed with the front wheels off the ground. I know, not good for the T-case for an all-wheel drive car. I knew that. I had just like crashed my car, so I wasn't really like in the proper like mindset. Didn't really think about it in the moment. I texted Aaron from TRE and I asked him like, hey, how do you think I should test this? And he said, just check out the fluid in the T-case and see how that looks. And that might give you an indication. That smells like fluid.
I have no idea if that's burnt or not.
It doesn't look burnt. It just smells like
It's not clear. I don't know if normally is it see-through?
clear, no. It still smells fine. Like normally with drivetrain fluid, if you burn it, you can smell it, right? It just smells as disgusting as usual.
I didn't see any debris come out.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look burnt to me. It doesn't look black. So.
on.
It does have a little sheen to it.
It's got like some glitter, but
A
that's,
silky look to it.
yeah, it's kind of typical. I don't think there's anything wrong.
Yeah.
This little button.
How replaceable? Oh, that looks replaceable. Maybe.
Maybe. So as you can tell by this thick, luscious mustache that I've grown, some time has passed since the first part of this video was filmed. And in that time, I have heard from the insurance. Haggerty has told me that Lana is totaled. They decided that my 20-year-old Econobox was not worth thousands and thousands of dollars that it would cost to repair it. So they have said it is a total loss. And of course, I bought it back from the insurance company. So the way that the finances on that shake out, I had a $35,000 policy, so we had an agreed value on the car that the car was gonna be worth $35,000 if anything happened to it. They had a 10% deductible on that plan, so I pay them $3,500 in addition to whatever the premium was, which was like 250 bucks. And then they take that out of the 35 grand. So now it's $31,500. The buyback cost on the car was $11,850. That's how much they valued my wrecked Evo 9 at. And I'm left with a little over $19,000 to fix this car with. So, as you can see by some of the parts behind me, I've already been spending some money to make that happen. I've got some stuff like a side skirt. I actually ordered that before I ever even went to the track day. Turns out they still sell core supports brand new from Mitsubishi. We can get a brand new one in there. Mirror off of a graphite gray Evo on the control arm. This is what it's supposed to look like. Anytime you are in a crash with a car that has harnesses or seatbelts, you got to get rid of the old harnesses because they have, stretched. In this case, I think the speed of the impact was pretty low, so I'm not too worried about the structural integrity of those harnesses, but I did go ahead and order a new set of 6-point harnesses through OG Racing, we don't need to take any risks, right? Got a dash, got a used dash from my buddy Ron at RS Motors. Thanks, Ron. Opportunity to upgrade the oil cooling. Big oil cooler from PWI. Swift springs, the Swift springs that had been on the coilovers on my car had been on there for years and years, since like 2017 or something like that. So opportunity to upgrade the springs in the front. The coilover did wind up being bent. I took that over to Fortune Auto. So we are still missing some parts, still need a hood. So if you've got a hood out there, please let me know, carbon fiber, OEM, whatever. Still need wheels. Don't know if I'm gonna replace this damaged RG4 yet or go with something totally different. Just need the little solenoid that goes on the ACD pump. Will be good, pretty sure that ACD pump is fine. But right now we've got a ton of parts that are ready to go on the car, ready to start fixing her up. Were you expecting something that didn't happen? Expecting me to do a voice, repeat a joke that I've done over and over and over in previous videos in another build series? Sorry, I'm not your trained monkey. I'm not a one-trick pony, okay? This is a normal video. I'm just showing you guys some parts that I bought. Now I do have this big cardboard box back here. I bought some body panels so we can pop that open.
Oi, oi, oi. Cyber carbon fiber front fender plus 10mm. Vortex G.O.A.T carbon fiber Canada. Maximum downforce, maximum street style. G.O.A.T N1 bumper. Super tuning stepper. Over intercooling. Plus brake cooling. SE front ripper. Delete.